Let me. Perfect. Thank you. All right. So, Chris, go.
Thanks, Robert. Firstly, welcome everyone to this year SEP program. This is an opportunity for us to support your learning, your journey through gaining INCOSE certification. This initiative was discussed at the Sector 3 strategy planning workshop in October last year at the Asia Oceania Conference in Singapore. One of the key initiatives that we came up with at that discussion, which is to support our members in gaining the INCOSE certification. For those who don't know me, I'm the sector director and certainly very keen to support this effort moving forward. And firstly, thanks to Robert for taking the lead in coordinating and supporting this program from the get-go and ongoing support to the completion of this. Certainly, big thanks to all of our um, sponsors and also our presenter to support our various members in their journey in studies and achieving the INCOSE certification. As you know, as we want to and seeking to promote an advanced system in Asia Oceania, it is important that we have a recognition, a credential that we could then be able to speak with a voice of authority, a voice of recognition of the true benefits and the values of system engineering to large and complex system development. My understanding that this program will run for 6 months, where we will provide various monthly or regularly activities to support your journey through the certification. Of course, the focus is aiming at the examination, which is a core component for the ASEP certification as well as the CSEP. With the CSEP certification, there's an additional 5 years of system engineering experience and demonstrations of compliance in various areas. We will provide opportunities to support you in terms of understanding what's required there, but also supporting you where possible in terms of meeting those requirements. It's worth at this point mentioning that while there are other certifications and chartership available in individual country across our 7 national chapters within Asia Oceania, but also across our 4 emerging chapters as well. Together, we've got 11 active region in our sector. But it's important that while those certification and chartership exist in individual national body within individual countries, they are local recognition, whereas ASEP and CSEP from INCOSE provide you with that international recognition and that ability to then connect to and bring about the international best practice to your individual organizations and your day job as well. So there's a significant I would say a significant benefit in achieving this level of certification. So without further ado, I'll certainly will conclude here and would like to wish you all the best. I will join the sessions as I need to or as Robert require me to, but certainly where possible, I will join in various online group discussions and be able to provide further advice, but also knowledge where required. Very much supportive of this. Certainly keen to help where I can. So please reach out if you need anything. But the program will provide with you with all of the things you need. It's just a matter of getting that time aside, be it regular, be punctual, so that each session can start on time, but also collectively, I'm sure we can learn from each other. I'm sure the presenter will learn from you, as well as you learn a lot from the presenter as well. So collectively, we will grow, learn, advance the system engineering, and more importantly, promote and spread that within our local country, collectively expand the footprint of system engineering and of INCOSE across Asia, Oceania. So with that, thank you for the opportunity and welcome you all to this program, and I wish you all the best. Thank you. Over to you, Robert.
Thank you. Thank you. So the next we have two keynote from our learning partners. Since Dr. Rick is in the American time zone, so it's an evening for him. So I will let him to be the first keynote first, so he may go back to whatever he's doing in the good evening. So Dr. Rick, thanks for giving the keynote. The ground is yours. Go ahead. Thank you.
Great. Thank you very much, Dr. Young. Caltech is very proud to be a training partner for this effort. I have been an active member of INCOSE for over 30 years now, and have been president of the INCOSE Los Angeles chapter, and active at the international level, presented in several conferences. This is just another opportunity, and I appreciate Dr. Ong and his team reaching out to us when we were at the recent INCOSE conference in Singapore, and letting us know about this opportunity. I have just a few slides. I want to share a little bit about Caltech, in kind of who we are and what we're doing. Most of you probably know Caltech, but we are a world-class U.S. university. We're very well known for our work in science and technology. We have over 50 Nobel Prize winners associated with the university in some way, either as graduates or people on staff or teaching here. We're also known as the managers of the NASA Jet Propulsion Laboratory, which is involved in several missions, including all of the Mars rover program. So a long heritage, long interest in systems engineering, etc. We're part of the Center for Technology Management Education. That's the professional and executive training portion of Caltech. And we do offer a wide variety of public and corporate training programs. I think three things that make us unique to some of the other people that do systems engineering training. First of all, I have about 25 systems engineering instructors on my staff. We have trained over 5,000 people in systems engineering at this point. And all of our instructors have practical experience. They're all working in the field every day. So when you take classes from us, you're getting a very practical experience. These people have solved real world problems and can give you advice that you can use immediately in your job. We do a lot of work both publicly, and we have a lot of corporate programs. One of the unique things is that every corporate program we do, we customize to that company at no cost to the company. So we work with a company, we work with your subject matter experts. We want to make sure that we're addressing the challenges that your company is going through. We want to use examples and case studies that make sense to you. And with 25 system engineering instructors, I have people in every branch of systems engineering, from aerospace, defense, electronics, even areas like products of all sorts, and biopharma, really a variety of things there. The other thing is Caltech is a university, and because we're a university, any programs that you take, whether they're public programs or whether it's a corporate program we put together for your organization, they can all be paid by tuition reimbursement through your company's tuition program. And that's very helpful because you don't have to go off and get a separate budget to take classes from us. They're all through the corporate. They all carry university continuing education units or professional development units. And so that makes it very, very attractive. And typically with your boss's permission, you can take any of our courses. We offer a wide variety of systems engineering courses, and we have a QR code here that'll take you to the registration website. There's also a link at the bottom. One of the big things about Caltech is we are an INCOSE academic equivalency partner. And what that means is if you take a Caltech course and pass it, you do not have to take the SEP exam. So for those of you who want to take the exam, go the standard way. We're happy to help out with this group, and I'm sure we'll be presenting in future times here, and we'll providing aids and help. But one way to eliminate the exam is to simply take one of our courses. So we have a couple courses that are starting up in systems engineering fundamentals, and we offer courses both live remote via Zoom, just like you're doing today, or we also offer courses that are on demand, which means that the lectures are pre-recorded. You simply watch them on your own time, whenever it's convenient for you, and you do your assignments online. You're going to be interacting with our instructors. They're very happy to answer questions. They're very happy to work with you if you have other questions. And if you're taking an on-demand course, you can interact with instructors through that. In addition to systems engineering fundamentals, we also teach MBSE, model-based systems engineering, both fundamentals and an advanced course. So the fundamentals course and advanced course are both 40 hours courses, and they're available both live, remote, and on demand. Also want to point out we have a brand new course, Artificial Intelligence for MBSE, and it's using large language models like ChatGPT or Cloud or Gemini to build MBSE systems very easily and very, very quickly. So lots of opportunities for your system engineering education. We offer a wide variety of other programs too, and in project management, artificial intelligence, security, airworthiness, all kinds of different subjects. So if you go to our website, either the ctme.caltech.edu or the link that's there, you're going to find lots of other information. I've also posted all of these charts and a little bit of a description of our program in the LinkedIn page. So all of that's available for you. And I'm happy to answer any questions if anybody has any questions.
Anyone have any questions for Dr. Rick? Great. So thanks a lot for Dr. Rick. So I do want to ask one question though. Are you going to have a
Sure.
special discount, special offer for our members who participate in
Yes.
these programs?
Yes, and I'll post that in the LinkedIn. We're giving 20% off for any members who want to take any of our classes. So 20% off of the standard fee.
Wonderful, wonderful. So thanks a lot. So our goal is to help all our members to achieve and get the certified as the members on the SEP in INCOSE. So this is offer another alternative, right? Other than the self-learning, you have the other professional help. Thank you. So we move to the next keynote from CTI. Francisco, you ready?
Good morning, everyone. Yes,
Hi.
fantastic. Let me
Great.
just
Thank
quickly
you.
share my screen here.
It's not
1
sharing.
second. Let me just, now I've got too many screens on this side. I'm just
Okay,
quickly finding the right one.
no problem.
Okay. And I actually quickly need to just switch around. I noticed that my screen configuration is the wrong way around. It's on the large screen right now. One second. Okay, that will be a lot better. Otherwise, you're going to be on a large 4K screen, which may not help everybody in terms of seeing the presentation.
Are you sharing now? Coming.
I am.
He's coming. All right. I think you share the wrong screen. This is
Yes.
the speaker screen.
Sorry about that.
No problem.
It's a little bit early, unlike the American
Understand.
side. It's a little bit early on my side of the pond. So we are PPI CTI is an Australian company, but I'm based in South Africa. I've spoken about project performance during the dinner, so briefly in the video, but also I provided that has worked for over 32 years in this field. We've trained more than 20,000 engineers across multiple countries and continents. You're working with Dyson, Meta, Saab, Babcock, Lockheed Martin, and various others. And CTI is the specialist training partner in PPI. And we've been presenting CSEP courses from 2010 onwards. I actually developed the first course and I've been involved with them since. Also engineers in multiple fields. So I'm the general manager of CTI and the principal consultant and presenter, but also got a second job as the chief operating officer of a large media platform which operates globally. Um, I'm not going to talk too much about the companies, about the company itself. I actually want to get into the meat of it. So, firstly, it is great to be part of this. It's a fantastic and a leading initiative that we are also very excited about. So, kudos to the region for kicking this off, and we're very happy to be part of that. We spoke briefly about the certification level, so I want to practically start getting into things. You may have looked at the website already and at the different certification levels, but just briefly, ICEP, CSEP, ECEP. We're talking about the exam experience at the moment, but I presume there will be a number of you that will need to decide between ICEP or CSEP. ICEP being the entry level, there are no requirements except passing the exam, which I'll talk about in a minute. And then if you've got enough experience, you can go for the CSEP level. So you can see there's a minimum of 5 years system engineering experience, technical degree, which you can augment with additional years of experience if you don't have technical degree. And you need references that are willing to vouch for your experience in different fields. And then, of course, you also need to pass the exam. And this is sort of where you want to go to on your route to be hopefully becoming an ECEP once you've got sufficient experience. There's also as you can imagine, the idea is that if you're an ICEP, you can go on an accelerated program to get your CSEP designation. Now, why would you want to do this? This is a INCOSE's initiative to standardize systems engineering knowledge across the world so that we agree on what the best practice is, that we use the same terminology. It allows you to easily move between organizations, work with people from around the world that subscribe to this. So the fact that you're here already shows me that you understand this and you see the value in it. Let's talk a little bit about the exam as you start to prepare for this. So obviously, in order to understand the exam, and keep in mind the exam is based on version 5 of the INCOSE handbook, you need to have a good knowledge and understanding of system engineering concepts. And I've been through a couple of versions of the handbook, and I must say, from where I started on version 3.1, there's been significant improvements, and there's a lot of very good things in the handbook. So that's certainly valuable. But you need to make sure that your understanding does align with INCOSE's. There are a couple of concepts where I often see students have a different view or a different understanding. So it's important to know why those things differ and how. But very importantly, you also need to understand INCOSE terms, INCOSE language, because as I said earlier, a large part of the idea here or the aim is to unify systems engineering knowledge and best practice in the way that we work with each other. And then lastly, very importantly, it is an exam. So you need to be able to handle the exam experience and demonstrate sufficient knowledge and understanding under those conditions. And these are the things that, that you will need to focus on in the months leading up to your exam. What is the exam and what it's not? It is a either online, proctored, or a paper version. Paper version is 100 questions. The online version is more than 100, normally around 120. Questions are 4-option multiple choice questions, one answer always positively framed. You get roughly a minute per question, although in your case, there are allowances for people that doesn't have English as their first language. And also, if you have any other challenges or disabilities, you can sort of ask for additional time and it will be considered. It tests your knowledge and your understanding. So very much, especially the latest versions of the questions are focusing more and more on not just the parrot knowledge, but do you understand the principles and the practices? And as I said, according to the INCOSE body of knowledge. So also it's I think quite a well worked out exam. It's well governed. The 20 questions that you do on top of the 100 is part of a test set of questions. So they're continuously adding questions, reviewing questions, making sure that the questions are very good discriminators of your actual knowledge. So for example, with the 120 or with a test question set, they'll review how people are doing on those questions against the the rest of the, let's say, the approved body, and then they'll see, is this a question where, the really, is it a easy, a standard or a difficult question? Is the question that people often misunderstand, so that, even your good candidates fill it in incorrectly because it's not well framed, and they work on these until they have a very challenging but a fair set of questions. I'm not going to say the exam is easy, it is difficult, but in our experience, certainly fair. So this is developed as a means to ensure that candidates meet the professional standards that INCOSE expect while actively encouraging and participating success. So questions are not unfair or deceptive. They're not random or unstructured, and it's certainly not an attempt to catch you out, because keep in mind, INCOSE wants people who pass the bar. The exam is there to protect the standards, not to discourage or to exclude capable professionals. The next thing as we go in, I thought I'll just quickly talk you through the high-level structure of the handbook and talk a little bit about where the handbook comes from and how to interpret it. So the handbook starts with chapter 4. As you can imagine, there's an introduction. What is systems engineering? Why does it matter? What are the foundational concepts it's founded on, the principles and the way of thinking that underpins the discipline? I'll talk a little bit more about chapter 2 on the next slide, but that's a big one with all of the life cycle concepts, the models and the processes. Then chapter 3 talks about the analytical methods, the quality characteristics, and the engineering techniques that's used to evaluate, design, and improve systems across the life cycle. Chapter 4, crucial chapter, talks about tailoring. How do you apply systems engineering at the right level? How do you apply it across different domains and in different contexts? And I think traditionally this is has been one of the weakest points of systems engineering, where it's often applied in a way which doesn't add value. And I think certainly earlier, the criticisms against our industry has been based upon incorrect and improper tailoring, or insufficient tailoring quite often of our processes. Chapter 5 talks about systems engineering in practice. So professional competencies, behavior, ethic, leadership, and how systems engineering interacts with other disciplines in real life practice. A couple of case studies in chapter 6. And then importantly, and not to forget, appendixes where you get your acronyms, your terms, your definitions. And this is the scope, with various levels of focus that you will be examined on. Now, just breaking down the processes, and I've chose this slide just because it shows the width just of the processes, but also because there's a critical element in here. If you look at the processes, there's the technical process side, and this is often what systems engineers think of as being their job. Context definition, system definition, realization, deployment, and use. But the handbook is also quite a lot broader than that. So you'll see that there is, with analysis linked to decision making, there's a whole range of technical management processes like project management, assessment, control, decision, risk, etc. And very often, the organization, and hopefully not the system engineer, thinks, this is sort of project management, a lot of these things. So you've got the technical product being developed, and then you've got the team or the developing system. And system engineers are crucial at this level. A project manager, unless he's himself a good system engineer, as you probably know, can't do these things without the technical input. There's obviously time and cost of materials, but the technical definition and aspect of the system being created is crucial in order to do this well. So system engineering has got a crucial role to play at this level. This is not a section on project management, but it is a section on how system engineering is and should be involved in all of these aspects. Going one system, so we've done the developed system, or the created system, the creating system, and now at a higher level, you go into the organizational system that this technical team fits into. Where you look at lifecycle model management, infrastructure management, portfolio management, etc. Once more, not a handbook on how to organize your organization, but system engineering best practice on how system engineers should engage in all of these aspects. And then at the very highest level, the processes that spans the organizational boundary. So acquisition and supply, acquiring from somebody else, supplying to somebody else. How, as a system engineer, are you involved in these activities? So very, very broad scope, and something which often surprises people if they haven't looked at the handbook yet. But there's another element that comes in here, and this is, for me, it's one of the huge improvements of version 5, is the way in which this diagram is done. So you'll see there's a concurrency, iteration, and recursion icons here. And what you see with this, one of the huge risks where people often lose or get lost in the handbook is they think of these technical processes as a waterfall. And I don't know how many of you still operate in strict plan-driven or waterfall environments, but it's very, very deeply entrenched in our thinking. So people think you've got business and mission analysis, stakeholder needs, etc. There's some flow here. And what this diagram is strongly showing you is that these things, these are tools, these processes. It's not a sequence. There is a life cycle section where we talk about the different life cycle stages that a product goes through earlier in this chapter. But at this level, you use these things as you need them. So you can be busy with stakeholder needs and requirements definition and verification at the same time to verify those stakeholder needs and requirements. The process is the same. So you see these processes can operate concurrently, iteratively, recursively. And that's something which you should definitely keep in mind as you go through the handbook, because that's going to save you a lot of the confusion that people often struggle with. So moving on and talking about the handbook at a higher level. This is a labor of love that I started many years ago with the INCOSE chapter, and then with various people that has contributed to it over the years, and it's matured as you can imagine as it went forward. You have to consider that this is developed by a committee, so it reflects the broadest agreement on best practice in systems engineering. Certainly not perfect, not always written with a single narrative voice, but it's intentionally a consensus-driven handbook, which, while mostly uniform in style, still has some variation because there's a lot of people that contribute to this from various fields, from various backgrounds. So while they're working hard and have worked, to make great strides in the uniformity, you'll still see that as you go through the handbook. And then, as I said, something which is continuously evolving. It's as you can imagine, the practice, technology, and the context changes constantly. And rather than, just making the book bigger and bigger, they're sticking to a certain size, which is what the aim is. So that necessitates that some sections, have to be added, some sections have to be removed, sections are updated. There's some good content in previous sections, which is not in version 5, just because there's other things that are becoming more important, and they need to spend equal time on all of the different aspects. So something which a lot of people comment on is that this is a very broad document or a very broad handbook, much broader than what they thought. It provides a lot of high-level reference stuff, a very good guidance, but it's also covering an extremely broad topic. So certainly, while the handbook is not perfect, it is a very good shared expression of how system engineers think across the different industries and job applications as they do today, touching on the issues that are relevant right now and sort of foreseen to be relevant in the near future, and in the opinion of myself and also the people that I've spoken to that has gone through this process, a very, very valuable reference item to have and use in your day-to-day profession. Moving towards closing, how would we like to help you prepare for this? So, as you have probably seen already, you've got the two expert training partners. You're going to have your CSEP mentors. What we are hoping to do is through our expert online guidance sessions like this, help you understand the certification pathway, be able to confidently start this process, give you the guidance and the navigation through the different sections of the handbook on how to best master it, provide practical advice on the exam preparation and expectation. Obviously, we are available to help with understanding and mastering some of the difficult concepts in the handbook. And there'll also be additional training tools and resources that we'll make available as the program progresses. And then we're giving a 10% discount. So we've got our 5-day INCOSE SEP preparation course, which we've been presenting for many years across multiple industries and continents. And if you do find at some stage, listen, you're sort of in trouble, you'd like to you throw money at the problem, take a week and get ready, then this is a very good option for you to follow. So in closing, I would say, this is a journey. It's not a sprint. It's all about memorization, understanding the context. It's not the type of thing where you just quickly want to cram knowledge into your head. So consistent preparation is going to matter more than the intensity. You've got a fantastic structure that you can work within. So use that, use the community around you, ask the questions early, engage regularly. If you want more information on our training, there's the link below. And with that, I thank you for your time. I wish everybody the very best, and I hope to see fantastic results from this initiative. And with that, I'm handing back again.
Thank you.
I presume there will be some questions at the end, so I'll hang around if anybody wants to ask or get additional information, then I'll also be available.
Right. So thanks a lot. Francois from CTI give the excellent introductions on the exams and also the handbooks. Anyone have any questions? Okay, great. So is there a special offer for our member as well from the CTI?
We've got the 10% discount that I've mentioned earlier.
Okay, great. So you may put down the link later also in our community inside the LinkedIn so that it can be shared with all the people. Thanks.
I'll do that. Thank you
Right,
very much.
thanks. Thank you very much. All right. So now we go to the last section. So the last section just give an overview so that we understand, what it will look like and how the communication channel will be organized. So let me share my screen. All right. Okay, so I hope you're all able to see my screen right now. Okay, so thanks a lot. Up to now, we actually have about 55 people from Sector 3 register for this program. So thanks for your participation and your interest in preparing the exam. So this is actually a community effort trying to help all our members to actually achieve this preparing this exam. As mentioned earlier by our keynote speaker, the exam is not as easy. But again, to learning it through the times and everything is very rewarding. So we just go through what we have in mind. So basically, the goal what we're trying to achieve here is to support our Sector 3 members together to help them to better prepare for the exam. And then we're going to make sure that, you are able to achieve and get the exam either through the online section or through the physical exam. So we, in Singapore chapters, we will organize the physical exam sometimes around September, the first week of September. And I believe in INCOSE later should have some announcements about the physical exam as well. So whenever there is a scheduled physical exam in the different region inside the chapter sector 3, we will also put that information in our LinkedIn groups. So the structure is we give out the outline to separate the different chapter into allocate into the different months. So we will estimate it you spend around 6 months every weekends, for example, to prepare for the exam. And then we will provide the platform on the LinkedIn to allow you to actually ask questions if there's any. And also the webinars we will organize once a month, 2 hours by our certified members and also our learning partners together to provide any question that you may have, right? And some guideline. And we thanks a lot for our learning partner, both Caltech and CTI, so that, other than our certified members to help you out in preparing the exam, you also have a lot of alternative thanks to both of our learning partners that you can get the professional services that they provide and, to accelerate and shortens the preparation times and to achieve the SEP certified easier and faster, right? So you see that we provide the self-learning part, we provide the learning partners solution and services. So there are a lot of alternative within the program to help you to achieve prepare this exam. So how we organize is that we are a lot of volunteer working together, and all the volunteer, that we also have a lot of different responsibility. So we try to make it more flexible and more free in terms of communications. So we will keep organized every third week of the month to touch point the sub chapters that will be allocated to that month. Then we also have the open discussion groups inside the LinkedIn. So you're able to join the LinkedIn groups, post your questions, and then our members, the other community, and our learning partner will able to also provide the answer. And also in the LinkedIn groups, we will constantly provide a lot of material. For example, recently we just have a member to post the mock-up exam that allow you to feel it, what it looked like, right? So to test out how you think your skill onto the exam and how to get the feeling what the exam will look like. And also a lot of other material by the different members may also use this channel to share with everyone who's going to prepare this exam. And finally, try to keep up and discuss together to really make this learning experience feel more cohesive and more collaborative. So we break down the chapter as mentioned earlier by the handbooks. So you see that each of the chapters will be allocated into each of the months. So we will end by June. It will pretty much right in times for the INCOSE CIS. And then of course you can continue prepare more until the other chapter that open up the physical exam that you can join. And alternatively, you can always join the online exam, right? So you can just take it anytime so when you are ready and anywhere. And so each of the months, we actually have the specific topics and also the objective and milestone. And then we open the webinars for the third week of each month. The webinar and the Zoom link for each month, I will post at the LinkedIn community. So I will put it every month so you're able to look into and use the link to join like this one as well. So you can go through this basic coverage of the chapters on this slide, which I'm already post at the LinkedIn community. So make sure that you join the LinkedIn community. Then you can start to using the guideline, get the handbooks, and start to prepare your exam. So the handbooks, if you are the INCOSE members, you're able to log into our library and download the free PDF copy. If you're not sure, don't want to join as an INCOSE members yet, you can also go down to the like Amazon to actually, buy the hard copy or even buying the ebook from there as well. So those are the resources that you must have in order to prepare for your exam. All right. So the next step, make sure you get the handbooks, start the learning journey, and then looking forward into the February 28th for the next webinars, and then engage of all other members and also the certified members and also our learning partner. Don't hesitate to post your questions and get in touch and collaborate to make sure that the whole learning experience are not feeling alone and not feeling helpless. So all of us here is to provide you the support. So thanks a lot to join this, and they're only 6 months. We all together have one goal to make sure that our community working together toward that goal to help you become certified. So the other thing is to look into the help. So make sure that you join our LinkedIn work groups, and you will see that you have all the material being posted from here. And every month I will have that month's webinars post like this here. Then you're able to always reach out the link to join the discussion on our webinars. And also our learning partners, they will also provide their own webinars and to actually give more details about their services and maybe some tips on how to prepare. And so they will also post their webinars link through this community link as well. So the other one is I want to thanks for our learning partners as also our member from our admin teams. So all these admin teams is our certified members who are from Sector 3 will be here to help you and provide answer to any question that you may have. All right. So this is pretty much what we have for you. And now we will open the floor for any member to ask any questions to our program committee, to Quote, to CTIs, to Caltech. Anyone have any questions? Now is the Q&A sections. No questions? Are you ready for the exam?
Can I maybe jump in with a question or a discussion? There was a question in the chat group regarding SEP
Oh, yes.
and the relevance to the handbook. And Rick can jump in. I see you've posted there regarding the majority. My concern would be, so SEP is sort of leading in terms of the handbook. They're supposed to be in sync, but it's slightly more dynamic, as you can imagine, as it's being updated, and the handbook has got a slower process. So the one small challenge I would say there would be that they should be aligned, and they mostly are, but there may be small differences just in terms of where knowledge is flowing through the system. And obviously the exam is based on the handbook. But you're going to register as an INCOSE member for the exam in any case. It's one of those things where you're going to sort of get it for free as part of the process. So my recommendation would be try to get your membership, get your membership in, get the handbook, start working from that so that you're sure that what you're working on is what you're going to get in the exam.
Yeah, I think that's a great characterization. I'm one of the CBOC editors, and so we tend to be a little bit ahead of the handbook. But the CBOC wiki has about 90% of what's in the handbook. One of the big areas of the handbook is that it has more case studies and such in it. But the two of them are very, very close. And as he said, you're going to have to join INCOSE at some point to take the exam, and when you join it, you'll get the handbook. So if you want to concentrate on the CBOC for a while and then take the handbook, and then take your exam, that would be a reasonable approach.
And I must say, Rick, it's great to sort of meet you online, and the work that you guys are doing on the CBOC is fantastic work. And as I said, it's sort of leading the handbook a little bit, and a fantastic and a very valuable resource to use.
So,
Okay,
hi,
thank you.
Masan also raised his hand. Is there a question you have?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah. I just want to ask about the certification level difference between SEP and CSEP. You know, based on the CDI's slides, ACP requires no experience in system engineering. On the other hand,
Mm.
and CSEP requires at least 5 years certificate experience in the system engineering. So, in my case, I believe that I have more than 5 years experience in the system engineering field. In that case, do I need to take CSEP without taking the ACP certification? I mean,
Mm.
at beginner,
So the,
everybody has to take a ACP, or can I skip the ACP to?
you're going to definitely skip it. And the goal is to get to CSEP. ISEP is just for the guy coming out of university or somebody with 3 years experience to help them get to that more quickly. But in
Mhm.
your case, and even if you're borderline, go for the CSEP certification. So as I showed on my slides, CSEP has got you need either university degree or you need to
Uh-huh.
show that you have enough experience, with it, another, let's say another technical degree, or even without a degree, you can still get
Uh-huh.
CSEP. You just need to show that you have enough experience, but you do need to show that. I haven't shown that. I'll do that in one of our one of the first sessions. There are
Mhm.
a number of systems engineering competencies, and you need to have a certain amount of experience across sort of total systems engineering. And then in a couple of core competencies, you need to show that you have at least a year of experience. And this is not concurrent, this is like single year experience.
Oh,
But if you're borderline, apply for that. You could have to drop back to ISEP, if you don't meet it. But
mhm.
senior engineer, yeah,
Mhm.
can typically easily meet that, and that is where you want to be in any case.
Okay, thank you. I believe that my bachelor degree is aerospace engineering and master degree is electrical engineering. So probably the degree is probably sufficient, I think.
Mm. Yeah,
Thank
I'm
you
I'm
very much.
I'm pretty sure that would be.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank
Mm.
you.
Yeah, many of our Singapore
So,
member also go straight to CSEP, right? After the exam with the experience very friendly, and they can go straight to the CSEP. You don't need to go to the ASEP, then CSEP, right? You can go straight
Mhm.
to CSEP.
right. I would just add ASEP was really designed for somebody brand new out of school. So somebody
Mhm.
without any experience. If you've got a degree and any kind of experience,
Mhm.
even if you don't have the title systems engineering, that doesn't make any difference. You could have any other title. If you're doing systems engineering work and can claim that experience, that's okay for your CSEP.
Okay, thank you very much.
And
If I
unfortunately,
can
as you
add
saw
here,
from, yeah, yes, Scott.
yeah, I thought I'd just jump in and just add to make it clear that there are three levels of certification: IEP, CSEP, and ESEP, the expert system engineering professionals. You can enter each one of these individually. You don't have to go one after the other. They're not sequential. So if for whatever reason you have more than 25 years of system engineering experience, people in this call, you can apply straight to an ESEP to pass ISEP and CSEP as well. Of course, and I echo Rick points for people who entry uh, out of university. It's ISEP is more about the knowledge, foundational knowledge that is consistent across the globe on what system engineering process, system engineering, terminology and concepts. We want that foundational level. But if you can demonstrate that through years of experience, that's certainly adequate. And then CSEP is more about bringing that practitioner. So you have to be in the field, live and breathe, make those errors and have those lessons learned and be able to fully appreciate the system engineering principle and concept and processes, and then be able to demonstrate that through 5 years. So to echo Frank's point about there are criteria. So there are 14 different system engineering practical areas that you have to demonstrate your experience or you can claim your experience within. For the CSEP, you need 5 years, but three of those, you have to demonstrate at least three area where you have a minimum of 1 year of experience. And then for an ESEP, you need 6 area out of the 14 area, and you have to demonstrate that you've got more than 2 years of experience in each one of those 6, and that the rest have to collectively build up to your 25 years if you don't yet have a CSEP. So certainly there is benefits. Sorry, there's the benefit of the number of years of experience. If you have a CSEP already and you apply for an ESEP, you have a 5 years benefit. So rather than demonstrating 25 years of experience to go with your ESEP, if you have a CSEP already, you only have to demonstrate 20 years. If you don't have a CSEP and you go straight to an ESEP, then you need 25 years. So there are details like that we could share throughout the next 6 months and provide you with advice on an individual case by case basis. Of course, the program is targeting on essentially people who are ready to either go straight to a CSEP or straight into an ASEP as a starting point for this program.
Thank
Thanks,
you very
Rick. I
much
just wanted
for.
to add it to that, just a last one, and that is, as you saw from the slide I showed, there's also a very broad area of system engineering expertise. So we often find participants in our course that think they don't qualify for CSEP because they think too narrowly about the competencies. There are a lot of areas in which you can show system engineering competency, which will help you towards, getting your CSEP.
Thank you very much, everybody. Very clear. Thank you.
Great. Anyone have any other questions?
There was a question from Desmond regarding past year exams. There are a couple of question sets, but you need to know that INCOSE is very guarded regarding the process. So we've over the years, we've gained experience on it, but they don't really make question sets available. There's a set sort of questions that didn't quite make it. So it is going to be difficult to get, and there are some people that have sort of independently generated question sets. We've got practice question sets as part of our course to help you prepare, which we've generated based on experience, but they don't make the INCOSE ISEP group doesn't make question sets available. You're not going to. So they've got demonstration sets, which shows you more or less what it's going to look like. But they don't themselves make sets of questions available for practice. Also, there's disclaimers and things regarding not sharing information on the exam process. Obviously, there's a lot of work that goes into this, and they need to protect that work and that IP and make sure that it doesn't get degraded, which would put the whole program at risk and everybody that has done it.
So if I can add here as well, what we're trying to do here is to be your companion, right? The knowledge you need to pass the exam and the experience you require to gain your certification, that's a must, right? We recognize in our sectors that English might not be your native language, and there might be a language barrier there. And this program can help to encourage and smoothen some of that and provide that support. End of the day, the exam is the most critical and challenging components of the ASEP and the CSEP certification. And certainly that'll be our focus to support you in this. Imagine you have to do it by yourself and alone, getting out, putting out the handbook, looking at the processes, reading it, familiarize, and it's not your native language. It can be quite daunting. Having this program, we thought that we have a group, at least we can bring one thing to you, which is you are not alone. We've got a journey. In this case, we've got a cohort of 40 plus people. You share the experience and you share the challenge and you share the knowledge. There will be tips and tricks that people can bring to share with you in terms of what to focus on, where are the key area of emphasis, and make you more familiarized with the process. And we can bring and invite INCOSE certification manager to come and talk to you and run through the process, share with you. So knowledge is power, and knowledge is really the source of empowerment. And what we seek to do in this program is to provide you with all of that. But at the end of the day, you need to have the foundational knowledge required as per INCOSE standard, and you will also require to have the experience as per the INCOSE requirement. Once you have all of those, we are helping you through this whole entire journey and be your companion, be your mentor, and be able to help you to go through this so that you don't have to do this all on your own. And it can be quite a long and tedious task, or sometimes can be draining because whether you're facing a language barrier, whether you just don't have the consistency building, you don't have that supportive network building, we create this community group in order to help you with this. There's no expectations from you. There's no cost involved from you. All we require is your commitment in time, your commitment to learn, your commitment to advanced system engineering. And we are here, again, not for anything. We are here to support the community. We are here as INCOSE volunteer individual to support you with this. Of course, we have Frank and we've got Rick here, who are training providers, but they join this program from the perspective of supporting you voluntarily. If you seek to take additional training, that's a separate thing. That's your own decision, but it's not this program that we seek to promote. But certainly, we appreciate any of that sort of support. And together, I am confident that we'll walk this road together successfully. Of course, the exam, you have to do it. No one can do the exam for you. So therefore, you have to really acquire that knowledge. Anything that we can help to get you that knowledge. And a lot of the things in the handbooks are written in English, so there are meanings that might not be easily translated into your native language as well. So we are here to help clarify any of the understanding or misunderstanding that you may have, and essentially help you through this process. Look, you may not be passing the exam the first time I've been part of this. You might need a second try. You might need to go to service training provider to support you through this. But this is the first effort across Asia Oceania, across our 7 national chapters. So if you have a particular need to understand a particular topic, whether that's requirement engineering, whether that's model-based, whether system integration, or whether that's anything to do with V&V, we can invite an expert who worked in that space for decades to come and talk to you and share and answer any question you might have. So this is the sort of thing that we could help and we could do, but we need feedback from you. We need to learn from you as to what you need. But at the end of the day, we're here for you to provide that support. No expectation from you other than a promise to learn the knowledge, apply the knowledge to your projects, to your company, to your country, right, to your organization, and benefit it, and then benefit those in the name of system engineering. And if you fall like to give back to the community at some point in time, perhaps you can join as a volunteers and help us to continue this global effort of promote and advance system engineering. So I'll just add that there to make it clear, to provide clarity to people joining this, that we're here to help, but you have to do the exam. It's your certification, it's your credential. So we're really looking to you, and we look at empower you, looking for all the support for you so that we all can be successful.
Right.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks a lot for the final quote. So I will try to contact the certification manager and if check with her if we can have them to present in the next webinar, that would be great. Thanks for the suggestions. And so this is the program for all of you. we are all working, have family, it's not easy to really continue studying it, right? So knowing that, there's a community, there's friends who are from all over the world together, study together, it actually help with to moving forward. And plus, if time is very essential, our learning partner also have their alternative solution to help you. Our goal is to make sure that you can pass. So this is pretty much what we have for today. Don't hesitate. Please join our LinkedIn community so that there's have a common channel area that you can post your questions, anything at all, and then our volunteers who part the certification can help answering them and make sure that we keep the momentum. Make sure that don't be doing it alone. Anything, don't hesitate to ask. There are no stupid questions. Just ask, right? So no one know it all, right? So just share your opinions, ask whatever you want, and then make sure that we are able to finish preparing and to achieve the certifications as our goal in 2026, right? So thanks for our running partner CTI and also Caltech. Thanks for your times and also Quote to join us, and thanks very much for everyone to participate. So I will see you again in the next year webinar and also talk to you at our LinkedIn community. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Thanks,
Thank
Robert.
you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you.